Okay, another 1 minute to go, then we shall start off. Yeah. So meanwhile, for those who have any questions pertaining to your health, or you would like to ask any questions that you have doubts, you can always put in the chat box, or you can actually turn on your mic now and ask SK about it while we wait for the rest is to come in.
Forrest, what time would you like to start? You want to start be on time, or you want to wait for another
we start.
few more minutes?
I think we start on time now. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Otherwise, it's not fair for the rest who come in early.
Yeah, understood. No problem.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Once again, we meet here. Can any one of you please type in 111 for those who are first timer here with us? So we would like to know who are the newcomers, so I will know how to do the introduction on Mr. SK Tan. Any newcomers today? All have attended Mr. SK Tan's talk before. Okay. Again, good evening, everyone. Thank you for your time to attend this session this evening. Here, I would like to give a brief introduction of Mr. SK again. Yeah. Okay. SK is a well sought after speaker on health management. He speaks in several platforms, including TV, media, corporate companies. SK started off his career in IT as software engineer, and he has many certifications in the IT industry, including Microsoft, Novell, etc. He was an IT consultant to several corporations, including Technology Park Malaysia, Pfizer, etc. Then he moved on into brain power development as he has developed several programs, and the latest is Q-Brain method. And with that, he has spoken in many corporations, including MAS, Western Digital, embarked into health management when he himself had experienced serious health issues. After recovering from his health issues, SK did not stop there. His knowledge expanded on health management. His passion grew further, and today he has so much knowledge on health management. So today our topic is the practical application of 6R. So 6R that stands for review, rehydrate, remove, repair, readjust, and retain. So let's put our hands together to welcome Mr. SK Tan. SK, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Florence, for your introduction, and thank you everyone for making an effort. Especially today is a Sunday, family time. To sacrifice family time just to attend to my session. Really appreciate your time and effort. So just before I begin, allow me to just open up my PowerPoint for some sharing. Okay. So I hope you're able to see the screen, the main screen. Okay, let me introduce myself. My name is SK Tan. Okay, my actual name is Kosting Kyong, but it was abbreviated as SK since the day I started to work. So I am now very much focused into the brain and mind management on 3 areas. One is actually on health management. So that's why I'm actually can just share with you, I'm a health educator. I'm not a practitioner. I actually been doing a lot of research and also to restore my health based on some health challenges, severe health challenges. I also apply onto the children, helping my client to be able to recuperate their health and restore their health with the natural approach. The second thing I do is actually on talent management. Okay, it's like open our brain capacity. That's why you see that it's very much like how it started. It's actually start from the brain and your mind. And the third one, I'm actually focused very much is right now, it's actually onto the soil management. I mean, it's like restoring the Mother Earth by understanding the soil, helping the soil to get restored using microbes, using nanotechnology, using green energy. So these are the 3 areas that I'm actually really focused in. But I still love to do education, despite I do a lot of research, I do a lot of development, and also designing products. Okay, so one of the ways for you to understand how the brain really works is to be able to help yourself to register my name. So I always introduce my present, SK equals to Suka Kawan. But when I deal with kids, they like to call me Suka Kacau because I like to irritate them. So for ladies, I'm sure you heard about SK2, a very popular cosmetic product from Japan. So it's just to be able to help you to understand how can we make our brain to be able to receive information at ease. Okay, of course, despite so, I've been doing IT, I've been doing many things, but I still like to go with very simple belief system, a very simple philosophy, as to like, I go with simple living and high thinking. Okay, just give me a minute.
SK, just like there is some.
So I'll just admit everybody to come in automatically. Okay. So once again, today the topic will be focusing on simple living.
SK, your slide, there is some
topic is
blockage.
actually called the 6R application, the practical application of 6R. But 6R is nothing but just to give you some idea how does our body works. But of course, in order for the body to be able to amicably works correctly to restore your health, you need to put an effort. So it's an effort that you have to put in. That's why I'm going to brief and explain to you what does a 6R mean. So this is a 6R application applying to our body for restoring the health. Now, before I begin, I'm going to give you a very simple challenge, right? So because like I say, I do a lot of research about what I call brain and also research about geniuses. So eventually I learned from all these geniuses, I learned from all the health experts, scientists, and so forth. I concluded that I need to simplify it. When I simplify it, meaning to say that I actually learned how they turn something very complex into something simplex, okay, something very easy to apply. So it gives you a different perspective as to how to solve certain problems. So let's start with this. Let's do it right before we do it better and better. That means to say, I'm here to also educate. I'm not here to go for rocket science. I'm not here to go for something very sophisticated. I would like to simplify as much as I can. Let's go back to the basic. Now, let's make an example. When I say do it right means I give you a very simple mathematics calculation. What I need you to do is that, can you subtract 478 from 1,000? Can you tell me the answer? Can you share with me the answer? How do you subtract 478 from 1,000? Anyone who can just go into the chat box and type me the answer? You can open the mic if you want to voice out and give me the answer. 1,000 minus 478. Can you tell me what the answer is? Anyone? Yeah, 522. Very good. So one got it right. So I'm sure the rest we can do the math because we have learned from the teacher. Of course, here I'm making an assumption that you do not use calculator. You just use your mind calculation or your mental calculation or use write on a piece of paper. Now we have learned from teacher as to like 1,000 minus 478. So we refer to the last digit. Okay, last digit. So okay, Lily give another example like 1,000 minus 500 minus 2. This is correct as well. But again, let's go with the very basic as how we've been taught by the teacher. Teacher says 0 cannot minus 8, have to do borrow from next neighbor. So it become 10. Minus 8 become 2, right? So therefore, you actually have 2. Then the 10 become 9 minus 7 become 2. Eventually, the 10 also turn into 9 minus 4 become 522. Now, we have done it right, correct. The answer is definitely 522. But how can we make it better? We need to say that, how can I simplify it? How can I make this something very complex into simple? So anyone who have an idea? Okay, like Lily, go give it 1,000 minus 500. Okay, get 2 minus 2. Okay, actually it's supposed to be plus 2, right? I'm not sure if you do it right. Okay, so this is actually how you get the answer. Now, Forrest, okay, please, can you figure out how can we make it more efficient? Now, I give an example. I just give you an example because of time constraint. Example: Do you agree that 1,000 is equals to 999 plus 1? I'm sure without any hesitation, you will agree 1,000 is equivalent to equals to 999 plus 1, because we just take one out of the 1,000, become 999. So therefore, I will just use the 999 minus 478. So immediately you start realizing that you can just subtract straight away. Means to say 9 minus 8 is 1, 9 minus 7 is 2, 9 minus 4 is 5. But of course, I will add back the 1, so therefore I get 522. So I want you to realize that I'm actually now getting people to start evolving into using a different approach. I call it the right brain approach. I mean, you are no longer using the logical approach to go and solve the mathematics equation. You're using the right brain. Now, from these current challenges, that means efficiency, can I make it even more efficient? I mean, if efficiency become more efficient, how can I simplify further? Okay, so the reason why I show you this because it's all applicable to the 6R. I'm simplifying the whole process as to how to restore the health. So I'm just use this mathematics equation for your clear understanding. Now, as we realize that 999 plus 1 is equal to 1000, we are still using the 1000 to subtract, to minus 478, or subtract 478 from 1000. So if I want to simplify, we can still simplify by doing this. All we need to do, just add in, okay, just give me a minute. Let me have the pen. So I just have to add in these two together. Okay, so 9 plus 1. So meaning to say it becomes 9910 minus 478. And I go and straight away, I'll get the answer of 522. So the whole idea is to let you understand that I'm here to be able to educate you how can we restore the health, our health, using the 6R application. Now, so I hope you get an idea how to go about doing this mathematics. Now, so the life cycle, let's start with the life cycle. Our body is so intelligent. It actually will restore itself by doing changes of our cell. For example, our colon, how frequent do they change the cell, or they divide the cell? Every 6 days. Our stomach cells are filled with a lot of stomach acid. So it's severely corrosive. Therefore, you need to be able to change your cell, the stomach cell, every 7 days. You renew every 7 days. The skin, same thing. We also always have to be invaded by a lot of attacks, a lot of invaders coming from the pathogen, from the viruses. So it does have to change or renew every 28 days. Red blood cell, this is a particular favorite subject of mine. We have to realize that if you want to be healthy, focus on your blood. Your blood can, of course, comprises of red blood cell, white blood cell, T cell, B cell, natural killer cell. There's so many species inside the blood cell itself. But without any thoughts, it changes every 121 days. What it meant here is actually that the blood comes from the bone marrow, and this blood only do two things. It only does two things. Remember that it does only two things. First one is to carry or transport the nutrient from the blood to go to all the respective cell and the organ. Same time, the cell and organ have to release the waste or purge out the waste or the toxin. So therefore, the blood has obligation to go and collect them and throw through our elimination system. The elimination system can be the liver, it can be the large intestinal, it can be the kidney, or even through our skin, or even through exhalation from our lung. So the blood is always at our time have to be busy making changes every 120 days. I mean, bone marrow produces blood. Blood can only last for 120 days. Then you die. Then you need to replace with a new blood. I need you to actually remember this by heart. Internal organ, particularly focusing on liver, it changes every 180 days, about 6 months. So you'll be amazed. A liver is actually, let's say, it get deteriorated because of some harmful substance, because it get cirrhosis, or it get actually what they call destroyed by other viruses and so forth. Don't worry, as long as you're left with 50 cents, you actually start to recuperate and start to restore your original size in 180 days. Tendons and bone, this is particularly focusing on people who have been prescribing with too much of medication. Say, for example, one were to actually get the cancer, right? And you actually overwhelm yourself with too many of drugs, too many of chemotherapy, radiotherapy. So eventually you have to make an effort to keep on renewing the bone cell 7 years, because the entire cycle takes about 7 years. But if you look at, of course, it doesn't just change one at a time. It always do on what they call scheduling. So therefore, 80 to 98% of our body cell will be renewed every year. So meaning to say, we have ability, to live as long as we want if we know how to take care of our body. I'll repeat, we have the ability to keep on living for as long as we want if we know how to take care of our body. But again, the body are all made up by what? Cell. So therefore, I can only conclude, I can only announce there's only one illness. That means we have one sickness or one kind of disease, and it's called aging cell. The cells are not being properly taken care of. Eventually, they will get destroyed, or they will get deteriorated, or they will get what they call under starvation, or they will die. So all diseases are derived only with cellular aging, and just have to take care of ourselves. So one of the examples I always like to use, please ask yourself this question. If you want to know whether you're healthy or not healthy, of course, for those of you who have attended my session on the previous one, I actually make an announcement that World Health Organization announced that 80% people on earth are considered sub-health, simply because we do not know how to take care of our body by eating right, drinking right, breathing right, Okay, also you live in an environment that's actually conducive or actually what they call pollutant free and so forth. So one way to find out whether you're okay or not okay, I mean, in terms of your health perspective, we do what they call a reality check, a self check. If you were to wake up the first thing in the morning and you wide open your eye and you feel very charged up, congratulations, you are still considered healthy. But the moment you feel fatigued or you feel exhausted, you still feel like want to doze off and sleep, then you have to start taking care. Your cells are actually getting what they call aging, or probably they are getting hungry, or they are even getting what they call deteriorated because fatigue. Brain fog means actually you cannot focus, you cannot concentrate, or anything that people say, there's a tendency that it goes in through from your left ear and went out from the right ear. So it's actually like you have challenges for concentration. You have challenges to be able to really do calculation. I mean, you have challenges in processing your brain power. So hot-headed, it means that you get agitated, okay, just by a very simple method, okay? And majority of people are getting obese because of the wrong diet. And of course, the next one is that you have aching here and there. But here, I particularly want to send you a message, very, very important message. In my lessons, in my sharing, I always want you to treat one of your buddy to be your best friend. And that buddy is called pain. Always remember, pain is your best friend. In the perspective of health, I always want to strongly emphasize, I can't help but to keep on emphasizing, pain is my best friend. Only pain can tell me what am I supposed to do, because pain is actually sending a signal from other part of the body to send to our brain to reflect there's something wrong with our body. So I always believe that our body is the best doctor. Any signal come from the body or from the organ, from the cell, is an indication that something needs to be done from myself. Okay, so I want you to take note. You have any of this following, pick it like, okay, it's a signal that's sent to you for you to bring to your attention to do something about it. Because at the end of the day, it's all about energy. You want to be healthy, you have to take care of yourself. And your cell want to be healthy, you have to have adequate energy, or what I call supreme, or what I call surplus energy to be able to do work. It's all come back to energy. So I'm going to show you this video clip, a very simple video clip to explain what is that.
And let me help you understand that just a little bit. There's the universe, of course, and our galaxy, and our planet, and then individuals, and then inside of this body are organ systems, and then there's cells, and then there's molecules, and then there's atoms, and then there is energy. So there are a lot of levels to talk about something on, but everything in the universe is energy.
You hear what it says? Everything in the universe is energy. So at the end, you have to be fundamentally understand that every cell needs energy to operate. So no matter what we talk about, we need to be able to make ourselves to be energetic. So I need you to take note of this. And of course, the second part, let's focus on the Western philosophy. Thomas Edison was a vegetarian, and he emphasized, despite he's an inventor, he's a great inventor. He has more than 2,000 inventions. Of 2,000, 1,091 were actually patented. Just imagine if you ask me to come up with one patent, it becomes challenging. But he was able to come up with 2,000, which 1091 were patented. But again, he's actually an advocate about health. He loved to talk about how to be healthy. So again, there's this quotation, which you can go to Google and search for it. The doctor of the future will give no medicine, okay? Give his patient in the care of the human frame. That means the framework, especially the posture, diet, and the cause and prevention of disease, right? He himself already says so. Of course, the Chinese philosophy will talk about we have to be able to walk like the wind, we have to stand like the pine tree, we actually have to be able to sit up like a what they call a bell, and so on and so forth. So Eastern and Western philosophy are always implying into nature, the natural. Now, so I'm going to elaborate as to how do we fall sick, okay? This is actually a chart that I actually simplify. Okay, simplify as to the first thing, why do we fall sick? The fundamental is because of free radical attack. For those of you, I'm sure you heard about a lot about experts claiming about antioxidant, anti-free radical. Free radical are basically I take it, it's like the garbage, all the waste produced by our body, okay, body cell, or even through the oxygen, despite we need a lot of oxygen for our production, for our survival. But left with 2%, it will become oxidized. It's just the same like a ion neutral inside the water or exposed to the air, exposed to the mist, you get rusted. So this is called free radical attack. Another good example is like an apple, you cut into the half, it was whitish, okay? It was originally white, but eventually it become brownish color because they've been oxidized. I mean, they get deteriorated due to they have no longer have ability to protect itself. So again, where do all these free radicals come from? It comes from always the environmental pollution, like the food, the water, the air, the medicine, more referring to the Western medicine, the drugs that we take, and even the household item are severely being used by a lot of chemical compound. And I'd like to give you a heads up. I always have said, if you're given a choice, go and buy your supplement from a reliable source. Because if you really go and study in depth, right, there are more than 85 of the supplement that you acquire from the pharmacist are mixed synthetically. It means they are made by chemical compound. Most of the residue coming from the petroleum. So these are actually contributing to your free radical production, and they are not useful at all for our body. Now, because of this free radical attack, it's like there are a lot of garbage accumulated inside your body, in your cell, in your organ. Eventually, your blood becomes stained. Like I say, always remember, blood is the one who carry or transport the nutrient to the cell and organ. Blood also collect all the waste produced by the cell and organ. Blood only does two things: transport nutrients, carry the waste, okay, to the respect elimination system. But when the blood itself get polluted, get stained, so what happen? They become acidic. They can become poisonous. They become carry on the what they call chemical substance or acid substance. We call it acidosis. So acidosis actually is like the blood is so intelligent. They have to protect the body from this muscle, the body of myself, right? Eventually, they'll do whatever means necessarily, right, to make the blood to be alkaline. We call it pH 7.365. I mean, every human being, you want to run at the optimal level, our blood must be running at pH 7.365. 1 week, 7 days, 1 year, 365 days. Or else, you do whatever means necessary, right, to keep to what they call to abstain all these attack nutrients or probably acidic substance to turn into a solid. We call it acid solid, which is namely called acidosis. So when we obstruct the cell from receiving nutrients, the water, the oxygen, the nutrients like vitamins, the mineral, what I call this trace mineral and so forth, all the nutrients that are appreciated by the cell cannot be absorbed, what will happen? Your cells start to go into starvation. I mean, it gets stuck itself. Not enough nutrient for the cell to survive, they will start to get inflamed. So that's why people call it inflammation, or it can get rupture. It can actually get what they call this swollen. So these are all duly because your cell is a sign that your cell may accumulated too much of toxin, or your cell do not receive enough nutrients or even the good quality of water for them to be able to function normally. And because of this inflammation, okay, all the swelling, what will happen? Your nerve become expanded, or we call it expanded. Eventually, it will suppress on other nerve system. So at the end of the day, we human beings will suffer different kind of uncomfortable symptoms. It can be pain, it can be numb, no, it can be we call it soury pain, and so on and so forth. In Chinese, there are a lot of description about all this pain or symptom, but in English, we only have very limited choices of word. But the fundamental is that because it gets swollen, it gets inflamed, that's why we're suffering from pain. And of course, when you go to Western medicine, this is the typical resolution. Oh, you got headache, let's go for painkiller for the headache. You got stomach pain, then go for stomach pill, and so on and so forth. So they are not addressing the root cause. I want to show you this chart. That's why I give you, you look at the upper right, I will encourage you to snapshot it. Remember, at the end of the day, it's all about our cell. It's all about, do we feed enough for our cell to survive? And the carrier always has to be the blood. And what we feed into, we are what we eat. I'm sure you heard about this word. We are what we eat. When you eat the wrong stuff, your cell get deteriorated because the blood actually transport the wrong stuff for the cell to get appreciated or depleted. So this is exactly what happened to majority of people. So therefore, can illnesses, okay, you see, why I like to call illnesses, because I always emphasize on energy. There are so many terminology can be used. It can be illness, it can be sickness, it can be disease, but particularly to use illness, for ill. Why for ill? ILL. Okay, as mentioned earlier, cell is all about receiving the right nutrients, the right stuff for us to increase energy. So I always emphasize on the Mother Earth, or even in the universe, our Earth, our Mother Earth, or every living being on the Mother Earth will not survive without the sun. So we call it the sun energy. But there's a second energy for human being, like you and me, this human being. We need to have love energy. So whenever I always say, when one were to fall ill, it's an indication that I lack love. I lack love. So you need to actually fill yourself with abundance of love. Other than talk about nutrients, we need to fill with different form of energy for us to get recuperated. So can we avoid it? The answer is definitely yes. Okay, because it's all coming back to the body autoimmune system. Okay, autoimmune response. We have to believe that our body, we are the best doctor. We just have to feed the right stuff for our body. We don't have to think about vaccination. We just have to think about how the body automatically creating the vaccine by itself. Because we have the ability, we have the most sophisticated machine or engine in our body to be able to perform the work. The only unfortunate thing that because, like I said, we've been feeding with the wrong stuff, we breathe the wrong air. Just imagine the fundamentals that the air are filled with carbon dioxide, formaldehyde, dioxin, and so forth, especially coming from the livestock. We'll be eating the wrong water, right? 70, if you heard me say before, 70% people on earth have drunk the wrong water. 60% people on earth have breathed wrongly. 90% people on earth have this posture issue. Then coming back to diet, I also mentioned this before, if you heard me say this before. 25 years ago, if you were to eat one piece of strawberry, today you have to eat 1 kg of strawberry to equal the amount of that one piece of strawberry nutrition value. That means it's like 25 years ago, you take one piece of strawberry, today you have to take 1 kg to have equal amount of the nutrition value from one piece. So that you just imagine you and I, how deteriorated we are because we are not been feeding ourselves with the right stuff. And yet we are now living in the next problem, next challenge is that we are living in a very stressful world. Stress is causing our autoimmune down. Okay. So I want you to take note, illness is just a natural phenomena. It's a very natural response. You fall sick, body have to react. I'll give an example. If you heard me say this before, I am emphasizing that my daughter was delivered with no vaccination. She's 16 now. The baby until now, she was not delivered with vaccination, no injection, no doctor, no medication. Why? Because we know that every illnesses occur on her is a natural response. We just have to feed her with the right stuff, like I say, the love, the water, the good nutrients for her to be able to heal naturally. So, but again, do we need doctor? The answer is yes. We need the doctor when we appreciate him as an assistant to be able to help us to recover faster. But of course, by providing that we're eating the right stuff. So if you really want to understand, look at pharmacy, look at all the direct selling company or MLM companies. If you look at, they do have their scientific research, they do have their own way of planting, and their food are highly potent, with higher potency, simply because if you look at all these application of their solutioning are mostly plant-based. We call it phytochemical. Phyto means it's plant. So that's why if you want to be able to restore your health, go for phytochemical, but never the direct drugs that imply onto a specific application. We look at the overall cell. How do we restore the health? Human body fluid and the blood. I want to strongly emphasize many times. It's all about how much water you have inside your body and your blood. They have to be reconciled to be ill-free because there's a toxin, they have to be cleared away. So that's why I'm going to share with you the 6R. When our immunity is strong, you can hardly fall sick. I can share with you. Okay, since the day one, I really get deteriorated. My health was collapsed and so forth. After restoring, I have not met a doctor for the last 23 years. My daughter never met doctors except for the first jab. Was delivered first jab just to get the IC for the vaccination. Okay, she has to go for the first jab in order to get the identity card, the vaccination. Then the second one is actually to pull out a baby tooth, and of course, no choice. She was awarded a full scholarship for her activities. One of the conditions that she had to be vaccinated for this pandemic. So she and I went for the injection because we need to have it's because of the need basis by the enforcement, not because we wanted to. So again, we believe that our immunity is strong enough to be able to fight against all the invaders, pathogens, and so forth. Now, you see, sweat, urine, stool, anything that we call shit or pass out or cough, even pass, these are natural waste products produced by the body because the body wants to get rid of all the toxin from the body. in order to build up our immunity. It's a very natural process. Don't go and suppress it. Now, I'll give an example. When QQ, okay, I can give you a finger count, not even 10 finger count that. I can't remember when QQ falls it, but she did experience fever. What's the purpose of fever? Whenever in the natural perspective, right, under normal circumstances, when one baby were to fall, let's say had fever, the tendency, what we do, we actually will go and prescribe her with some medication to suppress the fever. Do you know that the purpose of fever is that our body temperature is operating at 37 Celsius. To be exact, it's 36.7 Celsius to be normal. When there's a lot of pathogen invasion inside the body, and they're just too much, the body is so intelligent, it will increase the temperature to kill all the bacteria, the invaders, or even the pathogen. And the best part, like I said, our blood only lasts our 120 days. For those aging cell or dying cell, don't keep them inside. One time, just burn it out and let them turn into ashes. Do you realize that if you go back to talking to your grandfather, grandmother's time, or even the ancestor, they will share with you when they're having fever, if they've been well taken care of, the next day they become smarter and smarter because you have no waste inside the body. So this is the knowledge I actually learned from the ancestor. As to understand, we need to depend on our autoimmune system, not dependent on external stuff, especially the chemical compound injected into our body. Okay, so I need you to realize that. Okay, so what's the 6R application? It's basically, if you want to talk about reverse aging, or you want to reset your body, I go with very fundamental by applying 6R. The R is something like, if you look at what they call this recycling, they talk about, okay, if we go with 6R, like you have to refuse, you have to reduce, you have to reject, you have to repair, then you have to recycle and so forth. They have a different application of R. I'm applying the same thing to our health. Okay, so I will talk about reset the whole thing using the 6R. What's the first thing you do? Review. Like I said earlier, right, the fundamental is that if you heard me sharing the last session, I did share with you that our body is so intelligent. From the body symptom, you were able to review what is wrong with our body. For example, I want to give one example. I'm not sure you heard about bamboo sword. Bamboo sword, it was actually mostly widely promoted in Korea because this sword are very special sword whereby they have been collected under as an organic sword, stuffed into a 5 to 7 year old bamboo stalk, then covered with a yellow mud, put into a metal frame, burned by the pine tree, the best pine tree, into a stove. So they fulfill what they call the fine element. And they had to be burned at 1,400 Celsius. And this burning have to repeatedly doing for 3 rounds, or 6 rounds, or 9 rounds. So eventually they become very, very powerful sword. And they're alkaline in nature with no heavy metal. And also they have what they call very strong energy called far infrared. But this particular application, how do you appreciate it? Example, I'm sure a lot of ladies, when you have crack on the sole, I'm referring to your feet, the sole, a lot of crack, typically we've been told, please go to pharmacy and buy a lotion, apply onto your skin and then peel it off. But again, we're only addressing for short term, but not for long term. Okay, not for long term. So what do you need to do? You just have to take bamboo sword. And you take how much? Half teaspoon to 1 teaspoon every day early in the morning with empty stomach. Consecutive for 2 weeks, 14 days later, you go and check on your soul. It becomes beautiful. But what does that mean? Actually, your body or your brain is sending you a signal. Boss, you are now severely deficient in trace mineral. Not mineral, trace mineral. We didn't realize what trace mineral is, but again, we need about 84 types of trace mineral inside the body for us to be able to function more powerfully, means because it's for conductivity, our cell to be able to conduct through electric pulses. So if you're able to consume for 14 days, half teaspoon to 1 teaspoon with empty stomach, then eventually you start realizing, hey, my soul become more embodied with no more crack. Okay, I've been doing this for 20 years, so I need you to understand review is very important. Of course, if you heard me before, do use some of the machine able to do checking on your body. There are many machines. Of course, other than blood check, you can also go with energy, we call quantum medicine or quantum energy machine. Do a review for the body to be able to reflect what is wrong and how can we reset it. But no matter what we do, I need you to go to the next step. Rehydrate. Like I said, majority of people, other than drinking the wrong water, 70% people drank the wrong water. Actually, majority of people don't drink water at all or don't drink adequate water. I met many people buy super expensive machine, super good machine, But they will claim that the machine doesn't do any good, serve any good. I said nothing wrong with the machine. It is you yourself have not drunk enough water. I give you one example, a case that I just picked up the call yesterday. It was actually my student who wanted me to explain to the relative who suffer from brain tumor. Okay, then imagine this guy is 90 kg, and yet he never drink more than 1 liter of water, and he preferred to drink something that's tasty. I say you have been suffering. Your body are telling you you don't have enough water. Now imagine 90 kg. I say how much water you need to drink. Imagine this guy never drink more than 1 liter water, no more than 1 liter water. I say you have to drink 4.5 liter. Then he tell me you're killing me. I said you make a choice because it is your body. You're accountable for your health. I cannot help you. I only give you education. That's why I say in this session, I'm giving you the education to share with you. You must rehydrate yourself first. No matter what you do, you don't rehydrate, you're wasting your time. Because there are two things I always want to emphasize upon. Change your mindset. Your mindset is ready to change, then your body will start reacting, will start to work. If you don't believe in what I say, nothing works. Because even I give you a stage that come from this, a pill that comes from a stage that I will help you by taking just this pill, you will not work because you don't believe in it. But again, the second part, you believe in it, but you have to drink a lot of water for them to transport, because the blood is the one who transports all these nutrients to the cell. Okay, the blood also they carry all the waste from the cell and so on and so forth. So water is not meant for you body to appreciate. Water is also meant for every single drop of blood to get transported, because every single drop of blood is carried 90. In terms of component composition is 90% water. So rehydration is very, very important. When you just drink water, I don't care what water you drink now. Let's don't talk about good water, no bad water. You drink water alone, it makes a big difference. The moment you drink water, you start realizing your energy will go up. That's why I put in like high H2 is actually referring to hydrogen, but your energy will boost up, will actually start going up. The moment when your energy goes up, what do? Okay, your energy increase, your body start to remove all the toxin. Because remember, just the same like I always emphasize, I give you a detergent. It's for you to clean your body or go and wash your clothes, but I don't supply you any water. What will happen to your body? Nothing works, right? You can only just apply the detergent on it, but you can only do that much. You're not able to eliminate or clear away all the waste attached to your body, your skin, or even to your shirt. Therefore, you must drink a lot of water. When you drink a lot of water, then only the body start to appreciate, oh yes, I'm now getting cheered up. I have the ability to push out all the toxin from the body. Don't talk about replenishing nutrients. Hey, I don't have enough nutrients. Don't forget about the nutrients. When you provide adequate water, and of course, if you provide the good water for the body, energy will ultimately go up. Your body start to appreciate the water supply, and the first thing first, what they do, they will remove the most clot or the dirtiest place for them to be able to restore, because they need the cell to survive. So they will start removing whatever necessary areas that actually filled with, that's actually more filthy or probably the dirtiest. For example, if your large intestinal are filled with all the feces, you put priority on your feces. I mean, from the large intestinal. If it's actually happening onto your kidney, then we'll do on the kidney and so forth. You must always provide an opportunity for the cell to be rehydrated, especially rehydrated with good quality of water. Then you'll have the energy will increase and start removing. Upon removing, hey, there's a lot of hole and patches here and there into your cell. What they do? They'll start repairing. That is where you start to feed them with the right nutrients. Okay, the nutrients. Okay, the nutrients will be able to let the body do the repairing. Always remember this procedure as you review, you understand, then you have to rehydrate. Upon rehydrate, my energy increases. The first thing what they do is they remove out all the waste. That's the reason some people will complain, hey, SK, when you introduce me to take, let's say MCT, virgin coconut oil, I push like nobody business. I say, congratulations, because you have drunk enough water and you start feeding yourself with the good oil, and your body is able to neutralize all the waste, the toxin, and able to push out it from your body. Or you would like to keep all this waste inside your body for good. No way. Please don't keep anything that's unuseful or wastage into your body. Let the body clear them away. Let the body go and do the repair. Upon repairing, the next step, what they do, they will start relieving your cell, because dying cell had to be carried off, right? Like I said just now, the purpose why body will call upon activating the heat is heated up. It's just to kill other than kill pathogen or viruses. Any aging cell, any dying cell, not meant to be there. I'm sure you heard about people talk about fasting. Fasting does something similar. Any dying one, let the hungry cell, okay, the vibrant, energetic, hungry cell go and eat up the dying cell. This is how the body works. You just have to let the body do renewal. We call it readjust. Upon readjust, of course, you keep on, you rehydrate, you remove it, then you repair it, then you readjust it. Eventually, once you have become better, then you become a normal being. What do? You start retaining. Never repeat your bad diet. Never repeat your old lifestyle. Go and always reset your body, and that's how you keep your body to be your aging to be reversed. So the last one, to retain the energy, maintain the energy, you always have to do the retaining. This is how we take care of our body. Okay. So I just want to share with you, review, like one example, like we use QRMA. QRMA able to actually do what they do is like for you to identify how's your respond abilities. Are you a fast in responding? Are you overuse your mental power? Do you have adequate water? Do you have adequate hypoxia, referring to oxygen in your cell? Right? If your hypoxia low means that oxygen low, then there's a potential that you might be suffering from cancer cell. Then what's your reading for your pH body? So we want to be at pH 7.365 and so forth. Then next one, if you can afford, even go for DNA test. Go for DNA test. DNA will be able to give you very thorough, very comprehensive information regards to your body health. Then you see one example like, okay, here just a one indication, oh, potentially are you going to suffer from cancer or cancerous cell? It's just by looking at your positive ion or negative ion, which figure goes higher. If your negative ion is higher than the positive ion, then chances that your body are healthy. That means that you're maintaining your weak alkaline, you're operating at the optimal level. Now, having that said, people who follow this 6R, okay, review, they rehydrate, then you remove, okay, you remove, then you restore, then you repair, then you restore, readjust, and then eventually you actually retain. Now, this is one example, okay? Look at this lady, 2010. This is how she looks like. 2015, she get plump because of body are overwhelmed with toxin, especially hormone are no longer balanced. But upon she start doing the right stuff like drinking a lot of water, take a lot of calcium, we call it calcium, hydrogen, microbes, we call microbiome and so forth. Then look at 2021. In a very short period of time, especially in this 1.5 years because of the MCO, she will make a lot of effort to go and make a big change just by attune her body. It's like clearing the toxin from the body, repair and refine, okay, readjust the body, and eventually she retain. She has all the energy to be able to maintain her energy. Now, water. Drink water is very important. I'm here to give you a few choices, but the fundamental is always about good water. Please snapshot this one. Look at, we always must look for water source that actually come in alkaline, able to neutralize all the acidity or the acidosis. And our body must always maintain a weak alkaline, okay, at pH 7.365. If you want to look at the range, can I go to the range at pH 7.35 to 7.45? Then the cluster must be small. So you want to really know how to test it out, go and use a jasmine tea leaf, the Chinese jasmine tea leaf, and test it out. Because the jasmine tea leaf is the most difficult, okay, leaf. They're able to dissolve or penetrated by the water in the liquid form. So you can test it out. If you have a good water, it will easily penetrate and draw out the aroma and the smell, okay, even the color. Reduce ORP, oxidation, reduce potential, very important. Look at Japanese, why they can live so long. Same goes to the Korean, because they believe in good water quality. And one of the criteria is using this function, the features called reduce ORP, oxidation, reduce potential. Go and study them. So I typically like to use like the oil, cooking oil. Cooking oil, if you put into the mix into the water and stir it, they will break apart because oil is very light. Oils are very light, and then the water is very heavy. But if you have a water able to mix into ORP, reduce ORP, you start realizing that the cooking oil go into the water and stir, they get bonded and never break apart. That's why if you are able to drink good water, you don't worry whereby you'll be putting on weight or you're going to have a lot of bad cholesterol inside the body. Because today, majority of people are falling sick is due because of other than the sugar, is also because of the fact. In America, 1 out of 3 Americans suffering from what they call NF-LF, okay? Meaning to say it's called non-alcoholic liver fat. It means that the non-alcohol, meaning what they're referring to? They're referring to the sugar. They're referring to the carbo, refined carbo that turn the carbo into sugar. And they also, the sugar are like to be recycled by the liver and turn into fat. So it's a long process, but I want to strongly emphasize, do understand what ORP stands for. High mineral, high energy, anti-aging, and anti-oxidative. It means to be able to suppress it. The next thing, this is Dr. McCullough, one of the more established and well-known doctors, especially focusing on natural doctors. He already indicated the trend, not only by him, by the world. Look at Japan, look at America, even China right now. They really want to emphasize a lot about this H2, we call it molecular hydrogen. And it's actually the most profoundly effective antioxidant there is. Now, how so? Actually, our body needs about 10 to 12 liters of hydrogen every day. I need you to take note. I need you to remember this by heart. Our body needs about 10 to 12 liters of hydrogen every day. But if I don't think about supplying myself with good food, how does the body work? Look at baby. Healthy baby, they don't worry about falling sick easily because their body do produce hydrogen automatically. From where? From the healthy guts, healthy digestive system, especially in the large intestinal. If you do have a healthy large intestinal, that means the ecosystem is okay. It's supposed to produce 10 to 12 liters of hydrogen automatically. But unfortunately, like I said, we have been polluted by water, by food, by all the substance, especially like the chemical stuff, the electromagnetic, the polluted air, and so on and so forth. They're affecting our microbes inside the body. So therefore, we get to be deteriorated. So H2 ultimately is we call molecular hydrogen. H2 is ultimate antioxidant. It can help metabolize and reduce and eliminate all the waste and reduces the oxidative stress. It's like you can keep the apple as young as possible for as long as possible. This is just an analogy for you to compare an apple with our cell. Make the cell healthy. So lastly, the 6R, how you use it is apply onto all this review, rehydrate, remove, repair, readjust, and retain. You want to retain it? The fundamental go with good water, hydrogen, friendly bacteria, and some of the energy enhanced tool. Okay, when opportunity arises, I'll be able to share with you more. But at this juncture, I would like to share up to now. And thank you very much for your time. And I hope this will give you some enlightenment and to educate you understanding how to be able to restore health based on the fundamental of 6R. Okay, so thank you. And I would like to pass by the floor back to Florence.
Thank you so much, SK. Wow. Yes. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Florence,
hi, can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, SK. Well, every sessions I get to learn new things from SK. Yeah. Right. And I believe that you all are also benefiting from SK's talk tonight. So we have two questions here.
Yep.
One that is from, let me see, that
stem
is
cell.
From Lydia. Yeah, please comment on using stem cell as supplement or treatment.
Okay, can you elaborate further, Lily? Which stem cell you're talking about, the dripping type, injection type, or you're talking about food type? There are many types available. So, okay, I share with you about stem cell. Stem cell, there are many types. In fact, we're now into 6th generation. 6th generation as to the phyto stem cell. Phyto means actually a plant-based stem cell. Prior to that, it's called progenitor stem cell. It's an adult stem cell. Okay, so I do come across several stem cell. In fact, I do some sharing in the hospital who actually provided stem cell services. Okay, one of my more prominent experiences, it was actually by my client, who her brothers is about to pass on in about 2 weeks' time. And then, of course, they come from a well-to-do family and they would like to do not want to give out the brother simply because they just have a newborn babies. It's like one is actually about 1 year, and the other one just about a few months old. So seeking for my help, I said the last resort you might want to consider is stem cell. So indeed, I did introduce some of the people who can do the stem cell after by choice selected, and this gentleman was able to extend his lifespan for 7 to 8 years. Okay, but he could have lived much longer if he does follow a better lifestyle, which he did not comply. So imagine that I was very upset with him. I told him, how can you go and work at night, midnight, go and keep on doing a lot of broadcasting, doing a lot of activities during sleep while you're supposed to sleep, especially you are weakened. It's like you are actually considered a sick patient. So anyhow, he didn't follow, but again, his life was actually last for about 7 to 8 years. So again, I do introduce stem cell to some activities only pertaining to on need basis. Now, stem cell is a very powerful solution. Only when you can afford, then it's viable for you to get stem cell. But otherwise, there's another way to activate stem cell is by going fasting, water fasting. So I'm sure you heard about like intermittent fasting, water fasting, do activate stem cell. Of course, technically in 2016, there's another Japanese Nobel Prize winner. I'm so sorry, I can't remember his name. And no, I know how to pronounce the choice, the terminology that he uses. Okay, he actually developed is to be able to make the cell hungry, go to the fasting, able to activate the stem cell. Actually, fasting is a form of activate the stem cell, the cheapest way, but provided that you need to do the right protocol. Okay, provided that you do the right protocol. Then last time stem cell, they have like solution called stem tech, whereby they do a lot of extraction from like spirulina to be able to help activating the stem cell within, because we still have a lot of sleeping stem cell. That means like we call hibernated stem cell that need to be activated. It can be done. But again, I'm not sure what area you want to look into. And about 15 years ago, I do encourage people to go to stem cell because there are two countries. We're talking about 15 years ago. Two countries are very good in stem cell. In fact, it was documented in a documentary called Supercell. Supercell. Namely, they are Thailand in Bangkok. The second one will be in China. China, they go with the extraction from the empty cord. They taken the good cell. In fact, in Malaysia, stem cells are promoted are primarily all from China. In fact, that was an indication in 2016 and above, right? 60% of the stem cell mostly have to come from China. Okay, like I said, Lily, if you might want to elaborate, what area of focus you want me to elaborate on stem cell? Okay, any remedy for vertigo without any medication? Okay, there's a lot of reasons why vertigo occur. Brain imbalance, you can go for Hopi therapy. You might want to do a checkup as to like whether the pressure inside the brain are balanced. Okay, or because of the processing of the brain. Okay, for example, like your visual processing not able to process in time. So there are many reasons because of the vertigo, but definitely in personal opinion, I don't go for prescription in terms of medicine. You have to do the finding about why it happened. It could be like the blood is not adequately able to rush up to the brain for the brain to function normally. Or it could be because of not enough minerals or trace mineral to be able to transport onto the brain. So there are so many reasons, but the fundamental I would like to share with you come to vertigo, right? I always want to ensure, please ensure that your left ear and right ears, the pressure are balanced, okay? And this is one of the remedy. Go for Hopi therapy. Hopi therapy. Hopi therapy is like you're having a tube big like Bevax and then insert into your eardrum, eardrum to be able to extract all the waste coming from the brain. Is to release the pressure. Please check on Hopi therapy. Bamboo salt is salt, but salt is not good for a person with hypertension. Wrong eye. Okay. Now, this is what I always share. When you are having hypertension, okay, and people will say it's caused by salt, wrong answer. It's caused by sodium, not salt, okay? If you really understand bamboo salt is alkaline in nature. Meaning to say, if I throw an iron nail into the bamboo salt water, you will not get rusted. And you go and measure the pH, it's super high alkaline. Salt, yes, is acidic. Okay, if people with high blood sugar, I always tell them, please go and take better quality of sugar like honey. You need sugar. We all human beings need sugar, but to be exact, we need glucose. We need to get the right sugar content for our body to have energy, because everything that we taken, we have to turn into glucose to become our energy source. So high sugar, wrong water, drink right water. So it's because of the wrong diet. Okay, not because of the salt. Salt will never cause hypertension. It is a sodium content that causes hypertension. If we understand bamboo salt, you are able to regulate high blood pressure. You will regulate the hypertension. Please note, I hope that answers your questions. Any others? Sorry, come to Lily. I still need you to give me some input, probably enlighten me with some information pertaining to Zhonglian. Okay, yes. Please go and study more about bamboo salt. It would help on regulating the blood pressure. Yes.
A friend of mine from Australia, she's
Yes.
taking like stem cell in a capsule that is developed in New Zealand.
Okay.
Is that the correct way to do things, to take
Uh,
supplement?
There are
Probably, I
supplements.
think she's taking it for facelift.
Okay, like I said, there are many technology now available. It can be on drips, it can be on prescription. It's like taking pill. They are. So like I said, in 2009, I was exposed to a company dealing with stem tech. Stem tech is a stem cell technology, but they do extraction from the spirulina. Okay, so you have to share with me what kind of stem cell. You see, a lot of people make a lot of claim. Some people, they do claim as to like, okay, I take a lot of placenta out, then it becomes stem cell. They only claim, So are they really do the right extraction? So
This one, from what I understand, is they extracted the stem cell from deer in New Zealand.
deer placenta or deer
I guess
horn?
it's placenta, horn or placenta, something like that.
Okay.
In New Zealand, she didn't tell me.
Yeah, I guess New Zealand, I think I've come across similar product, but it'd be good that it can furnish me information for me to study further. Okay, let me share with you the 6th generation stem cell. Now the technology is so advanced. You come to the extent, it's like they are just like the lizard, right? So they are now so advanced. It was actually be indicated, okay, that you can chop your finger, you inject the stem cell, your finger regrown. Okay, so there are many types of stem cell. I'm not sure which one you're referring. If you talk about prescription, yes, there are many choices available. But like I said earlier, right, if you can consider fasting, if you're really interested, I can send you an article. I can send to foreigners for them to forward to you. They are fasting now mechanism that able to trigger stem cell. They do, because it's actually well researched in 2016 by this Nobel Prize winner, Japanese guy. They are, okay. That's why fasting is a very simple process. Of course, it's a very challenging process because you have to deal with your mindset, you have to be perseverant and so forth, right? Of course, it's much easier to go with prescription, go with technology and so forth. All right.
Okay, please send the.
Yeah, we'll do. I'll do that.
Thank you.
Welcome. Okay, Lynn's actually asked about jasmine tea leaf. Okay, jasmine tea leaf happen to be like among the tea leaf, right? You throw inside ordinary water like tap water. It will not be able to draw out the aroma and the coloring. But if you go for good quality of water, for example, like alkali water, when I refer alkali water, means that you have to look at like electrolyte reduced water. The moment you throw the jasmine tea leaf inside, you will start drawing out the color and the smell without cooking, without boiling, without heat, right? So this is one of the ways for us to test how small your cluster is to be able to penetrate into the food, to be able to draw out the aroma. It's an easy penetration, and that's what I meant. So same thing, when you drink good water, instead of like you have to break down the water into smaller molecule, the water itself starts to be appreciated by the cell. Okay, ORP, I give you an example like ORP. When you drink high ORP water, instead of you have to get digested by your stomach and then distributed by a small intestine, the moment you put into your mouth, your cells start to absorb them because you're regenerating a water with high ORP. When I say high ORP, it's negative 350 MV to 750 MV. Okay, negative charge, because body cell will treaten the water into a fluid, and this fluid must carry negative charge. And this negative charge has to be minimum 350 MV. Milliwatt, negative 350 milliwatt up to 750 milliwatt. Okay, I hope that answered your questions, Lins.
Yeah, any other questions from the floor?
Yeah, please feel free to ask.
Okay, I have a question for you, SK.
Yes, please.
Now, cyst growth is quite a common thing among many people. I've seen people having cysts on their hand, their legs, their neck, whatsoever. What is the cause of all this cysts?
Yeah, just now I explained that when your body start to producing the waste, okay, the waste supposed to be attacked by the free radical, and you're not able to release it. It means like purge it out or carry out to the elimination system. They have to be reside in your body. Okay, I probably give you an analogy, like cyst or probably the tumor, for example. I always like to use the example. Imagine this in a normal social society. Okay, if one were to become a thief, for example, I'm the thief. Then Lawrence, you caught me as a police woman, right? And you bring me into the court because police cannot send me to the jail directly. You have to be actually like judged by the court, by the judges, in order to decide if I'm guilty. Then only you send me into the jail or into the prison. Am I right?
Yeah.
Right. So everybody, I'm sure I hope you understand. Huh? I'm the thief. I caught by foreigners. Foreign bring me into the court, judged by the court that I'm guilty. Therefore, I'll be sentenced to go into the jail, into the prison. And I'm actually guarded by the warden. Now, imagine if in your body, I'm actually being treated like the cancer cell or the bad cell inside the body. Now, therefore, when I'm being caught, I'm being sentenced as guilty person, I have to be sentenced into the jail. But one fine day in the jail, all the warden disappeared. As a very cunning or as a villain, what do? I have to be escaped. I have to run out from the cell. Jailbreak, right? Cell jailbreak. So ask you this question: if I'm a wanted villain or a wanted thief, where should I hide? Where is the furthest I should be hiding myself so that I cannot be caught by the policeman? I should be hiding in the deep in the jungle, right? Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, same thing. Imagine if your body, let's use the analogy now about cell. If this cell, okay, supposed to be able to remove, okay, automatically through the elimination system, which it failed to. So what the body will do is actually to trap them to go into a jail. And the jail, as an analogy, will be the cyst or the tumor, right? Typically, if you consult a surgeon or a doctor, they always like to operate on you. Instead, what we should do is that tune your body to drink a lot of water, make it alkaline, then the cyst will actually get subside smaller and smaller, or you actually what they call suppress and remove from the body system. We call the system, the body as a system. So when you fail to do so, normally what the surgeon will do, it will cut it. You'll tell you, let's cut it open. Then, of course, upon being a surgeon and remove the tumor, typically you ask the doctor, will I suffer from relapse? They cannot give you the answer because you wouldn't know when this cyst was being cut or the tumor was cut, where would all this cell or the cancer cell goes? And the deepest it will go, always hiding inside the bone. I always use this analogy, it will go to the bone. So you're never able to anticipate when will they get relapse. So one of the way I will not encourage you to go for any operation, but is to start tuning your body and able to make your body back to alkaline into the environment whereby appreciated by the body. Like I said, go back to pH 7.365. When you're able to go back to 7.665, everything will start to attune and all your cysts, all your issue with your health pertaining to health will be subside or will be suppressed. Okay, so we don't have to do any operation. We just have to tune our body. Like I said, rehydrate yourself, then make sure you eat the right stuff, then your body attune by suppressing the free radical, removing all your cysts, eventually it will subside. Then you just have to retain. You don't have to do any operation, physical invasion or invasive activities at all. Just through your mouth or use technology, you're able to subside. Now, what do you mean by technology? For example, like far infrared, antioxidant. There are so many technology available. They're able to actually encourage, okay, the purging of the toxin from the body. They are. Like even the technology that you've been promoting, they are one form of technology able to stimulate, okay, the purging of, it's like the suppression of the tumor, suppression of the cyst, and removing of the toxin from the body. Use the right tool. That's why I say energy tool is one of them. Far infrared, they are antioxidant, they are microbiome, okay, they are hydrogen, molecular hydrogen, able to do the work. I hope that answers your doubts.
So the cyst can you mentioned the toxins cannot be expelled from the body. So unfortunately, the person may have it end up in the brain, or can be the legs or whatever, any part of the body.
Okay, like I said, let me refresh you with this. Wait, just give me a minute. I will show you this again. Just give me a minute. look at this picture again. Every attack to our cell, they are basically attacked by the free radical. Free radical means actually our cells supposed to run on its own normally. And then of course, when they run normally, every cell comes with the proton, electron, and neutron. They are neutral, right? Free radical are basically is actually just another name as to like we call it toxin, but in chemical term or in physical term, physics term, they actually like unstable cell. So therefore, they got no choice but to actually go and take the what they call the electron from the normal cell. So this normal cell become abnormal. So they are not able to stabilize themselves. So the more they get invaded, it becomes a challenge. But again, these ways they're not able to push out in time. Look at they push out in time, right? So what happened? They will have no choice but to temporarily suppress it and keep it inside your blood vessel. It can be inside your large intestinal. It can be in your brain in a form of physical object. We call it acidosis. If you understand acidosis, it's actually just like a substance that neutralizes for temporarily as a acid waste or acid substance. And looking forward, that body able to attune, able to get rid of this. It's the same like your garbage are scattered over your drainage system. And you do not clear your drainage system, eventually they will get clogged. That's what we call acidosis. Now, if you are able to clear away all this acidosis, technically, is by what? Drinking a lot of water and increase your energy. Have adequate of what they call space for them to be able to eliminate. It's like you clear away this acidosis from the drainage system. So what do? Drink the right water, go for hydrogen, go for microbes and so forth. Like I say, the fundamental, I'm going very fundamental. By right, we don't have to take any supplement. We don't have to take anything at all. Our body is supposed to be adequately in the microbiome, in the large intestinal, able to produce 10 liters to 12 liters of hydrogen to do the work. It's like neutralizing all these free radicals inside our body. You mean to say you're not supposed to see any free radical inside or acidosis inside your body.
Okay, thanks.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, there is one question from Lily. Yeah, how to ensure we get sufficient molecular hydrogen?
How do we ensure? Frankly, you'll never get adequate. You have to consistently supply unless you get a machine able to produce a lot of hydrogen. But again, the challenge with hydrogen is a gas space. I mean to say, technically, even the gas, the hydrogen gas penetrate into water, you get released and vaporized in 3 minutes time. So you must find technology able to sustain it. Okay, there are such technology available. The second way is actually any machine that produces hydrogen, drink it instantly. Don't keep it overnight. Don't keep it for minutes or keep it for hours. Drink fresh water. That's what I'm saying. Okay. So again, you want to check? Yes, there are hydrogen meter machine that are able to do the test. You can actually check it how much hydrogen is available. Even now, trend are very popular. People go with what they call hydrogen. We call H2 inhaler. That means like molecular hydrogen inhaler. It means that you are taking the distilled water or RO water, no pure water, distilled water, preferably distilled water or RO water. You do extraction because water is a formation of H2O. So you actually use a machine able to extract the hydrogen, the H2, and inhale to our body. Okay. So that's why I have one client who actually suffering from cancer. I did encourage him to actually go and inhale hydrogen other than drinking hydrogen water. Lily, I hope that answers your questions.
Yeah, start off. Can we get it from diet?
Not from hydrogen, water, yes.
Just water.
Not from food. It has to be from water.
But our normal water won't be sufficient, right?
Okay, it's not about your normal water, it's about the technology you acquire. A technology.
What if we just drink normal water? Do we have enough?
Never, sorry. Unfortunately, it doesn't. Okay, you have to, can you elaborate on the normal water? You say boil water,
boil water, yeah, boil water.
Boil water will never work. Okay, boil water don't even have to think about having a hydrogen. Because number one, we always compare a boil water with ordinary water. The fundamental is that if you were to throw a goldfish into this water, find out if they can live. That's why we call it live water. The fundamental is that our water has to be alive. Okay, example, I give an example. If you look at, if let's say you go into a a mountain top whereby they are not polluted, they are still very green or virgin. These water are always appreciated by our body because they are instantly supplying the water that I just mentioned. They are alkaline in nature, they are molecules very small, they are able to provide antioxidant, they can always provide anti-aging, they have high minerals, they are able to give you the small ORP. These are very high quality water. Unfortunately, in the city, we are overwhelmed by two things, chlorine or fluoride. And these two, one is gas, one is actually mineral. Okay, the gas itself, the chlorine, right, is able to kill majority of us. Because imagine that you see in UK, there was a long time ago, they discovered a lot of UK people why they're suffering from cancer, especially skin cancer. Because in UK it's very cold. You have to go for hot shower. And this hot shower are actually being filtered, not filtered, it's actually being filled by the chlorine. So they claim that by just showering yourself for 15 minutes is as good as you drinking 8 glasses of non-chlorinated water. I mean, your water are filled with chlorine, 8 glasses, just for 15 minutes. That's why easily they actually get exposed to cancer. The second example I can share with you is that why majority of the swimmer, especially the national athlete, they have to announce retirement before 33 years old. Because they swim inside the chlorinated swimming pool for 8 hours every day. 8 to 10 hours. Imagine this chlorine, they are not just killing the bacteria or the viruses, they also can kill our cells because they carry a charge of 800 MV. And then the consequences of exposing or soak yourself inside the chlorinated water will be like this. Number one, they all become bald. Okay, the skin become pure white. Their internal organ all get deteriorated. That's why they got no choice to announce early retirement. Okay, they have to announce early retirement. So that's why drink water is there's a vast of knowledge that need to be understood, because like I say, majority of us, we cannot live without water. But unfortunately, 70% water that we drink is actually wrong water, especially RO water and distilled water. You have to abstain from drinking these two water. I'm not telling you upfront. Okay, how do we get hydrogen? I hope, Lady, that will answer your questions about molecular hydrogen. Go and research more about molecular hydrogen. It's widely available. In fact, now it's a trend. Everybody must seriously look into this to restore our health. It's the easiest method and a very economic method to be able to make ourselves healthy, just by removing all the cysts or probably the waste from the body. Okay. Unfortunately, in Malaysia, there are not many choices available yet. But if you're really interested how to get the hydrogen water, please refer to foreign. Linz, you can refer to foreigners to get more information about hydrogen. I'm actually promoting hydrogen for the last about 10 years. Okay, but in fact, I've been promoting good water for the last 20 plus of years. Just imagine my daughter's 16-year-old, her brain is really, really good. Able to really make her blood clean. Again, of course, able to really recuperate fast and hardly fall sick. Okay, the contribution, one of the major contribution is because of hydrogen. The second, like I say, I focus on the 3 areas: water, hydrogen, molecular hydrogen, and microbiomes, the friendly bacteria. And of course, I do what I call adapt into other tools as well.
Any comments on Qigong in promoting health?
Yes, can. It will work. Anything on Qigong, we call Nei Gong, Tai Chi, yoga, right? This will definitely help you. It will definitely help you. But one reminder, no matter what Qigong or any Qi activity you use, right, always come along with what I call use your brain power. We call it visualization or imagination. You have to complement with the brain power. Visualization means that, okay, for example, like you have to know how to form a picture inside your head. You look at people always talk about, okay, you need to, energy goes with where the intention goes, right? Meaning to say you have to visualize where the flow goes. I'm not sure whether you're advocates of movies. Like recently, there's this Marvel called Shang-Chi. You hear me?
No.
It'd be good that you can actually watch. I mean, I'm not asking you to become like followers of this, but to a certain degree, there's a lot of elements that explain about how the Qi works, how the energy works, because it's all coming back to energy. Yes, Qi Gong does work, but you have to complement with visualization, the brain images. Okay, example, I give you an example. Please do not think about pink elephant. May I know what you're thinking? Please do not think about pink elephant. What are you thinking right now?
Pink elephant.
Pink elephant, exactly. That's why I say the brain thinks in picture. So at the end of the day, it's about how you leverage on the brain picture to achieve the desire that you want. Okay, the result and the desire all come from your brain images. I strongly emphasize on that.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah, Jasmine has raised your hand. Jasmine, you have something you
Hi.
ask?
Hi,
Yes, yes. Hi.
Yes, yes.
Hi, SK. I would like to
Yes.
check with you regarding the hopping treatment. Is it a
Hoppy
hopping therapy?
therapy.
Where can I get this hoppy therapy? Go to
hop-
the ENT.
Oh, no, it's not ENT. It's not ENT. ENT will not have this because this is a natural approach.
I see.
I tell you what you do is actually, can you approach to Florence for the contact?
Okay.
Let me get the let me get the detail for you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
All
no
right,
problem.
thanks.
Okay,
I'll
Jasmine.
keep in
Okay.
touch with Florence.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
Thank
you, SK. Yeah.
Welcome. Any further, any questions?
Yeah, for those who are not in our group chat yet, this is my number. You can PM me and I will add you into the group chat. Yeah. Okay, I type in my number. Yeah. Any other questions?
Any questions? Okay,
Hi, any other questions? Yes, correct. Yeah.
okay,
Otherwise, then we will have to sign off.
So far, is everybody okay with the sharing? I definitely appreciate if you say okay, then you just give me 333. Thank you. I hope this is an enlightened one, and looking forward to be able to share with you more. So if there's a need to, the next one, probably what we can do is actually I'll be sharing a topic on the water itself. Thank you very much. Thank you, Linz.
Okay. If there's no other questions, so then okay. Once again, thanks SK for your wonderful sharing.
Thank you.
As I mentioned, every sessions I attend to your talk, I learned a lot. Yeah. I didn't even know about the life cycle of our body, different parts of our body cells. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And okay. Yeah. So if not, then we shall sign off. Okay.
Right. Thank you
good
very
night,
much.
then.
Okay. Good night.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye. 记得第一件事去做那个 test 啊，去做那个 test，做了 test 才决定要不要。对。